Hey, good morning, Periscope. I know we just broadcast the update of the Fairy Garden. We're here again in St. Paul, Minnesota, and we have bees. I've got 5,000 or so in two different hives, so 10,000 new pets today. And these guys are gonna get us rolling into the summer. Hey, Texas Ghosts, thanks for joining. So we are all suited up.
Why don't you show them what you look like? That's pretty funny.
And there's our bees, yeah. So we're doing a big thing on our blog this year about growing all of our own produce as much as things like this as we can. So I'm getting the help from my third generation beekeeper today. And he's showing us what to do. So we're just transferring our hives into our bee boxes that we put in earlier today. So
when we're all
I'll
done,
let you.
I'm going to bounce those extra bees back in the hive, but I don't want to bounce the bees while we're
no, it makes sense to me.
working here, because
Yeah.
they'll jump around a little bit. But there's extra bees in there. We'll bounce them out. And
Someone said don't die. What do you think? Are we going to die, Steve?
not today.
Not today. Okay, thank you for that. We're not going to die. Heck, this is actually Dan from Dan 330. There actually is a Dan, and that's Bubba. That's Chris. You see Chris? He's the guy with the hat. Yeah, that's the guy. And he looks good in a bee outfit, doesn't he? Hazmat suit. And this is Steve Olson from Arden Hills, Minnesota, correct?
Yes.
Yep, third generation. Lots of fresh honey. That's right. That's what we're going to be doing here. And what are you doing here, Steve, when you
This
throw
is
the smoke on there?
The smoke calms them down. You always use smoke when you're entering the hive. And this black thing here is a feeder for feeding the bees when they're starting this little hive. When they start it up, they can put feed in here just for the ease of feeding the bees.
Okay.
They can pour syrup in there. And
We have someone just asked a question. Seriously, how do bees make babies?
the queen lays the eggs,
The queen lays the eggs.
and then the eggs will hatch into a larva. And if you look in these holes right here, you can see some white larvae in those holes there.
Oh yeah.
And then when the larva grows to a certain stage, they'll cap it off. And that's that dark brown parts there. And when the bee hatches, it hatches as an adult.
No kidding. Very cool.
Why are they not attacking you? Because we're nice guys. Was that a troll?
And we give them a little smoke.
Could be. Someone says, gosh darn it, that's swell. Look at this. This is amazing. And how many bees are in each of these containers?
There's probably 4,000 or 5,000. And
4,000 or 5,000 in each of these containers. And is there honey? Someone's asking.
If anybody's
Is there
ever
honey yet?
there is a little bit of honey for feed in here, but there's not. This is just honey for the bees.
Okay.
And there's the yellow. You see some yellow in the holes up here?
Yep.
That's pollen also being used for feed.
Okay, got it. Why don't they attack you?
So what
Someone asked why they don't attack us.
Because honeybees don't attack. Honeybees are our friends.
How can you do this if you're allergic to bees? I think you wear this outfit, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't do this if you're allergic to bees.
That seems logical. And I'm standing here with no gear on, right next to the guys that have all the gear on. There's Chris from Dan 330.
I wish someone else was
Or
filming.
Bubba.
Here's a queen right here. Here's a queen in this one.
Let's see
there
the
we go.
queen. Oh.
See that longer,
Oh yeah.
There's
big
the queen.
dark spot on her long
Look at her
tail.
go.
Honeybees never sting? Someone said honeybees never sting?
Every one of these will sting you except for the drones and the queen. The queen only sting another queen.
Here's the queen here.
And you don't want to hurt her when you put her back in.
And
the
someone
hive.
asked, what is the smoke used for?
It calms the bees down.
It calms the bees down. And where's the queen? Someone want to know where the queen was. She was on that
She's
last.
back
in
in
here.
the last frame. You'll have to watch the video
can stick your
over
hand
Can
on
we
there if they
see
wanna
a
see it.
close-up they just have?
Yeah, I'll share.
of the queen.
Well,
Let's see if I can get her.
here's a little close up
Can you see her
of
there?
the bees, anyways.
Okay, I can.
I can't. I don't think we have to show the queen.
We can see if she.
How does a worker become king?
There's not a once a worker, always a worker. There, you see her there?
Oh, there she is. There's the queen.
Yep, see, that's the
Big
queen
one.
right in the middle there. She's just got in focus. She's got the little longer abdomen, doesn't have the stripes, got the black butt. It's just stuck on the fact that he don't sting you. Well, I'm here and I can tell you, I haven't been stung yet. So I'm gonna hand you back.
And can we do this? How do we? Wow, that's right. No kidding. This is crazy.
So what we learned earlier was that for the first, for May and June, what's going to happen are they're going to be busy taking pollen, but using that to grow the colonies. And by the 4th of July, the population should peak. After that point, we're going to have, so we'll have 2 boxes that are just for the brooding like this. Any
Okay.
more boxes that go up on top are for honey production. So that's going to make sure that the bee colonies have enough food to survive on. And we still get to harvest some
Okay,
honey.
so we got a question. So what is
Okay.
he doing? Are we basically farming bees for some kind of honey or whatever?
Well, honey is one purpose of having the bees, but otherwise pollination of all your vegetables and fruit trees and everything else that needs to be pollinated is another advantage of having the bees.
And if you look around,
Yeah.
we have a lot of gardens around here. And we've actually, last year we had some problems getting some of the vines to pollinate. So this should actually help us get more fruit from the garden that we're working so hard on, if you're following
Yeah,
us.
it's a pretty nice setting. We actually are doing this is an urban blueberry patch sponsored by Monrovia. I'll give them a plug as long as they do this. Do you breed them and make new species like hybrids? Is that, Steve?
This particular breed of honeybee is a strain from the University of Minnesota. It's called the Minnesota Hygienic bee,
Okay.
and they're better at sensing, disease in the hive. They clean things out, and it would be, I think it's closer to the Italian strain of bees rather than Carniolan is one other common one that they use around here. There's also Russian bee that they use, but this would be the Italian hybrid, the Minnesota Hygienic.
Now I see they've already discovered the hole up front.
I'm going to bounce some of these bees in here.
What do you mean by bouncing them?
I'm going to knock them
Like,
down to get them out of
literally,
the...
you're literally bouncing the box.
Yep.
Can a bee and wasp go coexist with each other? Is that a question?
No.
No.
Who wins?
Who wins?
The wasp will not win if he tries to get into the beehive. And the bees, they're a different kind of creature. The wasps they go off and eat whatever they want to eat. They don't store up any honey in a hive. They don't raise a colony like this. They're kind of out for themselves. Their eggs will survive over winter and the eggs will hatch in the spring.
Cool.
Honeybees, they stay alive all winter, and it's an ongoing life cycle. They don't stay dormant or anything.
Cool.
Very cool. And what do you use for the smoke?
Is that a
It
question?
looked like peat.
I have some gunny sack material, but it has to be sure that there's no plastic in it, and a newspaper or wood chips. But sometimes wood chips get awfully hot,
I see.
and I don't like to blow any fire at the bees. I just want to have a little smudge going.
And that,
So it's just a little.
that calmed them down?
Yep. And I've got a lot of bees that I'm going to have to knock into this hive. So they're,
And I think you said earlier that once they go into this hive, that becomes their home.
when they start flying here tomorrow morning, this will be their new location.
So we're doing this, as you can see, the sun is setting here in the Arden Hills, Minnesota area. That's Brett. Hi, Brett. Hi, Brett. And so that's why we're doing this at night, because the bees are coming home to roost, if you will. Is that true?
Yep. Well, they're all in where they were at their other where they came from, where they were, and they all came back to the hive, and then I picked up the hive and brought them here. So this will be their new home.
And there's the box. So
when-
between these two boxes, you think we have how many
There's
bees?
probably about 4,000 or 5,000 in each
in
colony.
each box? Wow. So we have 8,000 to 10,000 bees here.
And each colony will be about 50 by midsummer.
Yeah, 40 to 50,000 bees.
And I'm sure somebody's going to ask, how much honey can we expect to get out of this?
We'll hope for 50 to 100 pounds per colony.
Per colony. So, and this is 2 colonies.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So it's about a month and a half worth.
And somebody just gave you a bunch of bees. That's pretty funny. So at Chris's house, that's a month and a half worth.
I'm gonna get these bees put in here.
Okay.
And
I'm going to step back.
probably want to
All right.
stand back
Thank you.
for this one.
I'm going to sign off of here too.
Is it possible that the queen could be in, some of these other batches of bees that I've got here?
Gotcha.
Since we didn't see them.
about that?
All right. Well, thank you, Periscopers, so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you check out our blog, dan330.com. We're going to have a number of articles on this and all of our gardening for the year. So make sure you check it out. This will be under the 2016 Grow Your Own Challenge. That's Dan330.com. And you all have a wonderful night, all right?